Wait there. It's not a music video, it's a podcast. Roll back the clip.
Welcome back, people, to another episode of our podcast. Brought to you by, Group 12. As you know, which consists of myself, Ray Henry, and Akil Smith. Yes. As you all know, we've gotten a breakthrough on the big song. Emancipation Park,
Musical breakthrough.
Yeah, man. So we don't want you guys to be expecting any more music video. Right now, we're now podcasters.
Yes.
Here to entertain you guys, which is our guest on a weekly basis. This and every Wednesday. So we're
Just
supposed to come.
tune in. Stay tuned.
Yes, man. Yes. Anyways, people, for today's episode, we're tackling a topic that is very vital. Very vital. Especially if you're attending a university where you have to do a research paper. So from mention of that, we know what we're talking about. The literature review.
Yes, sir.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Us, all of the people, I'm going to have this discussion so everybody can have a better understanding of what to expect, how you're supposed to approach it, how you can go look for your literature, whatever sources.
But you need to know all of them type of information. Right, Mr. Smith?
Exactly.
No, it's just nervous, man. The audience are making nervous. Yes, Mr. Scott, take it away.
Yeah, we hoping to get the feedback that we are all anticipating, and also that we can learn some vital things from this discussion. So we're not going to just do a podcast and make it dead and boring. We have to discuss things so we can grab information and grab things, yeah?
Wonderful.
Alright, so literature review. We all know that the review of literature basically provides a rationale, and we know what rationale means. But in a sense, right, at the foundation of any structure or right in our
Big structure.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we have that we can basically say the reasoning aspect of the research paper that we're going to do. Yes, we don't agree, we don't know if
Yeah, man, Mr. Scott, you have said the right thing, them man, you have said the right thing.
True.
Okay. Another thing that we know is that review of literature is where we normally tend to get to a statement of the problem from. We get a hypothesis from this, and we also can get the design of study.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not just sort of thinking. We can formulate these critical things that is important to the overall research paper. From
When you say statement of the problem, what do you mean?
problem statement, man. Basically, these are the issues where you find where you find in a or one is specific to the marine industry. You don't have to affiliate with the marine industry.
Oh, so that means that when you're doing the topic and everything, it should be relating.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm just saying that it should be related to the topic based off the research literatures that you review. So in other words, I'm saying that the literature review shouldn't review any.
Yeah, man.
You can't tell.
Basically, what we are saying is that the statement of the problem, yeah, also the problem. Basically, the issue we find out there, and I'm saying specifically in regards to our podcast now, but the literature review, is affiliated with the marine industry or seafaring. So we found a problem that is affiliated with seafaring slash marine industry of a sense. It's basically anything, any flaw, any fault you find in either society or system, how that is done or this is done. Out there you want to do a research about.
Yeah, simply.
Yeah.
That the intro, Mr. Scott.
Huh?
That the intro.
Well, please want something more,
Okay, run it, man. Tell the audience, man. Tell the audience.
yeah,
Inform
because
them.
people tend to take this thing for a joking, you know. And even our lecturer who is going to be watching this, they know to follow up on YouTube.
Big up Miss Ears. Big up Miss Ears.
She subscribed to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, you know, she said, go watch it. Even she normally tend to tell us this specific part I'm going to state now. So, we always can attest to the teachers and lecturers. Normally, getting any student at all that is going to do a research project to start this specific section early. You know why? You know why?
Because it's stressful.
Stressful, very challenging. I understand. I'm sure you students at CMU can attest to that, especially by cadet program, particularly before we are go through the Bagabanga, you know. Yeah, brother. So basically that what we're going to do here on Wise People, just to not be worrying about it. We're going to, I stated earlier, we're going to have a discussion so you can have a smooth sailing ship when you are going to be registering. And how we're going to do this?
We're gonna make sure the angle of Eve is correct.
Yes, Mr. Smith, use up your stability now.
Yeah, man. Well, we're going to have discussion on the different aspects of how you write the literature review. And we'll have a discussion on it, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So, after that part of it, Ray Henry,
Yes.
do you have anything you want to say to the people about the literature review project?
Yes, Mr. Scott.
Before you move on, I don't know, we say this for later.
Alright. Yes, so in relation to the literature review, as I said, this is a podcast, so it's a discussion, interaction, natural flow, natural arguments, right?
Yeah.
So, in doing the literature, when you're conducting a research, Mr. Scott and Mr. Smith, you have to use one of the following. You need to use a handbook or encyclopedia, an annual review, that also on abstracting and indexing services, and last but not least, government documents. Am I right or am I wrong, guys?
Yeah, you're right, because when I make reference to that, I know about the government documents part of it, because in first-hand reference to this, in writing a literature review, we had to grab information from government documents. So
Ministry
you're
of
very much right.
Transport, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because that is in our field of study and all. So, you see, the thing is, when you choose one of these sources, because there are sources, these are the sources you need to identify and pick, so your research has a broad category, right? You don't have just one source and the research becomes repetitive over time with that one source. When you have more than one source, like 3 or 4, you get a more comprehensive research. And I'm sure the audience can relate as to when they were conducting their literature, right?
Yeah.
When they use more than one sources, they get better, it's more knowledgeable, it's more wide, it's not as narrow.
Yes, you get the views from multiple writers.
Right. So that is the overall view of the sources of literature. Anything else you guys would like to add on based on that?
Well, not really from me. Was basically there. So even though we anticipated students not understanding certain things, even when it's in layman term, I don't think they can accept it more.
So diving even further into the podcast, right? We're just going to choose one of the sources to expound on over time, right? So which one you guys feel more comfortable to start off with? Just pick one at random, anything alright.
Annual reviews.
Annual reviews, take it off, Smithy. Teach your audience.
Well, in layman terms, annual reviews are just published to provide comprehensive reviews of literatures of specific topic. And we all know that we should make sure that our reviews are written, our literature are written by people who are in the specific field. So we wouldn't professionals. So we wouldn't want let's say a policeman or a firefighter or somebody writing literature about seafaring and they don't do a thing about seafaring. That don't make no sense.
You don't want a ship to tell you about seafaring, you want a seafarer to tell you about seafaring.
Exactly. Naturally.
It makes sense.
Hey, about that too, you know, example that are the same lecture where we have now, Miss Years, she did do a same paper that we use reference sometimes to about we can use that same piece of document, that same research paper for a lot of these examples. She's a professional in the field, one, and she represented well, and she talked about things that is affecting this, the marine industry and the upcoming seafarers.
Yes,
secondary education into the national curriculum. But so yes, you're very much right, Mr. Smith is a thing like that.
Anything else on the annual reviews, Mr. Smith?
Yes, definitely. So the annual reviews gives you the opportunity to use reviews that are recent and current because you know annual reviews are annual. So every year a new review is written. Yeah.
Per annum.
Per month.
Oh.
Hey, I need to go back to English class.
I'm going I'm a recording artist, I'm not a podcaster by nature, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yes. So, you still can't catch you up, man. Anyways,
I go.
Yeah, that's it for me with the annual review. You know?
Annual reviews, alright. Which other one you want to pick up?
Review articles. Remember me shut down. Basically, same thing like what we said before. Yeah? Excellent source for literature. Search. Some journals in education and related fields periodically devoting practices of journals to specific topics. And that's what we just said. Never cut out the part. And that's what we just said.
No. It doesn't sound like you want to expound so the audience can understand.
Me will expound it.
Yeah, man, do that, man.
Expound it. So, using the same example, even if you want a different example, when you have the topic surrounding a field, and you have a professional representing that topic, not in an overall research paper per se, but even one single article, one single book, one single journal, any little thing that professional from that field uses to bring forth education, your point, whatever they're going to do with it, that is how the article will come into. You can use those as a credible and good source for literature review when you complete the chapter.
Oh, interesting, man. Very interesting. That's all I have on that.
Well, we can give you some examples.
Give me some example, man. Remember say,
Examples, man.
Normally, the authors for these included educational leaders, you know, represented from education and urban societies. You know, the National Association of Secondary Schools, where the principals, vice principals, and head HODs and so forth come in play. When those people put their writings out there, it's always welcome for struggling students like us to grab for those articles as their sources, to have a firm and strong literature review as Popcorn say, you know?
I'm sure the audience will benefit from one of those examples are what's it? Alright, I'm gonna grab up one. Alright, I'm looking at
Well, we have something named abstracting and indexing.
No, so I not touch the one this up. The one this one hard. Me I go for handbook and encyclopedia. The one this one.
You say abstract sound hard, you're the big word there. Encyclopedia.
So when you think about literature, you're thinking about reference. This is for the handbook and the encyclopedia, right?
Yes.
You know the big, thick encyclopedia there. We have all of the information of the world in there, right?
Yeah.
So you need to go to your library, say your library is source of information. So for those who are listening, the audience, the studio audience, who are opening up them ears and them are listening, you need to go to the famous Miss Novelette Bishop. Who's a proud sponsor of our podcast today, always supplying us with information through emails and other means. Yes, always keeping us informed. Looking in, looking out, looking even better. Yeah, so that gives a brief synopsis of handbooks and encyclopedia. Anybody else want to pick a next source?
Okay.
Well, since I don't want to take up the abstract and indexing services, you know, I think I'll try it, you know. So, abstract and indexing service can assist your literature resource. For example, Educational Resource Information Center is a major clearinghouse for literature-related education. So these abstract basically contain psychological and social journals and indexes, which can help your literature or your research topic in some way. I don't know if it makes sense. It makes sense.
I can confuse just like the person in the audience in the studio. Explain, man.
Alright, let me give you another example.
Yes, sir.
Another useful abstract and indexing services is social science search. Social science citation index. Big words. So this covers social and
The most tongue twist. Social site.
You're not gonna know a bit.
Social.
Basically, what we know from the social science citation index, right? What we know where it is. It covers social and behavioral sciences that relates to literature.
Mhm.
So, socializing, how you behave, the science behind it.
Yeah.
Eh?
So the scholar say
It covers that.
yes, you're trying to find some more social and psychological. So you're trying to find
Behavioral.
Alright, since we all are seafarers to be, let's try to relate it to seafaring. So you're doing research on, let's say, the psychological effects that seafaring has on seafarers, an abstract or indexing service would be a good choice to use because they can use that to gather psychological or behavioral patterns of seafarers in the past. How me sound?
Makes sense.
Alright.
Alright. Who want to grab the next one after that? Long abstracting and indexing services.
Second, man. We never deal with government documents early.
No man, we don't deal with government documents yet. Who want to
that? Mention about the JS what we use. JS and ministry.
Remember?
Like you drink too much water.
Me drink too much water. So we run through all of them, guys.
And done.
We're done. The podcast done.
Podcast.
That's
nice.
it.
They say when you enjoy what you do, you don't realize time is going.
People realize the podcast is already and the audience is just getting warm up towards us, and I'll just finish the podcast.
You know, that's how we always leave it and always say.
So that's how we always leave it. Yeah. All right, fine. It's not a music video. It's not a dub. We don't have any dedicated or elaborate poems at this moment, like some other groups. That's fine. This is just a podcast with us talking. That's fine. Don't bash us, guys. We're just
Dude.
trying on our podcast. Yes.
Hold on, load.
So, anything else you guys would like to say? Pick up any sponsors? Anybody? Come on, guys. Don't leave me hanging.
We got one off in my glass. But you know?
Yeah, up.
We got one.
Yeah, firm and strong, you know?
Mm-hmm. Alright, look like that's it for Group 12 production this time.
People need to know next week Wednesday again.
Next week Wednesday, same podcast,
Same
different
time.
topic. Same time, yes.
Wonderful.
You know which one to tackle. We don't know what's tackling for next week Wednesday. Maybe we touch.
Methodology.
You know?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? So like, subscribe, share, whatever.
Subscribe to YouTube.
Yeah.
Group 12 International.
You
Wow.
could get famous so you can earn up the YouTube money for pay off for school fee. Yes?
Wonderful.
Alright. Wonderful.
What I have to say? Verse 2 same time, no hesitation.
Institution. You know, institution. Diversity education. Rusty, man, rusty. Alright. Wrap it up.
And that's a wrap, guys.